A quiet life. This is not a story of fame or adventure. It's a story of finding peace in being myself. I am an old man now. My hair is gray and my face has many lines. But I remember my teenage years very well. I often think about those days. My name is George. I'm 67 years old. I want to share a quiet story about my life. It is not a story with big adventures. It is about the long journey of learning to accept myself. When I was a boy, I was very different from the other kids. They were loud, and they loved to play in big groups. I was the quiet one who preferred to be alone with my books. I thought something was wrong with me back then. I saw my quiet nature as a kind of weakness. I looked at the popular, outgoing kids with envy. I wished I could be just like them. At school, the playground was a difficult place for me. I would often sit alone on a bench. I watched the other children laugh and shout together. I felt like I was invisible to them all. My teachers would write notes to my parents. They would say that I was too shy and reserved. They worried that I did not have enough friends. Their concern made me feel even more different. I tried very hard to change who I was. I forced myself to go to birthday parties. I would stand in the corner of the room feeling awkward. I did not know how to join the conversations. I felt drained after every social event. It was like I had been acting in a long play. The mask of being an extrovert was very heavy. Being myself felt much easier and more natural. In my teenage years, the feeling got even stronger. High school was all about being social and popular. I felt like I was failing at the most important subject, the subject of fitting in with everyone. I would compare myself to my classmates. They seemed so confident and so at ease. They moved through the crowded hallways with such grace. I felt like a clumsy ghost floating by. I thought that to be happy, I had to be loud. I believed that happiness was found in crowds. My quiet world seemed like a sad, lonely place. I did not see the value in my own nature. This belief followed me into my early 20s. I continued my attempts to be someone else. I took jobs that required a lot of talking. I always felt exhausted at the end of the day. The turning point came when I found a new job. I started working in a quiet old bookstore. It was a place filled with the smell of paper. It was a place where silence was respected. My boss was a kind, older man named Mark. He was also a very quiet and thoughtful person. He did not need me to be loud or bubbly. He just wanted me to love the books. For the first time, I felt like I could be myself. I did not have to wear a heavy social mask. I could spend my days in peaceful silence. The bookstore became my sanctuary. I also met a woman named Eleanor. She was not like the other people I knew. She was a listener, just like I was. She understood the beauty of a quiet moment. On our first date, we did not talk very much. We walked through a park and just enjoyed the quiet. With her, My silence did not feel awkward. It felt comfortable, and it felt shared. Eleanor never tried to change who I was. She loved my quiet nature and my thoughtfulness. She told me my calmness was a strength. She was the first person to see me that way. Being with her started to change my perspective. I began to wonder if being an introvert was so bad. Maybe my quietness was not a flaw. Maybe it was just a different way of being. I started to read books about introversion. I learned that many people were just like me. I learned that our brains work a little differently. We get our energy from being alone. This was a huge revelation for me. I was not broken or wrong or weird. I was just an introvert, and that was okay. It was a natural part of my own identity. I stopped forcing myself to go to loud parties. I started saying no to things that drained me. I began to build a life that fit my nature, a life that did not require me to pretend. I discovered the hidden strengths of my personality. I realized that I was a very good listener. My friends started coming to me for advice. They knew I would truly hear what they said. I also found that I had a rich inner world. My imagination was a wonderful and busy place. I started writing stories and drawing pictures. I found joy in my own creativity. I learned that I did not need many friends. I just needed a few deep and meaningful ones. My friendships were built on trust and understanding. They were not built on shallow small talk. My relationship with my family also improved. I explained to them that I was not shy or sad. I was just an introvert, and I needed my quiet time. They started to understand me a lot better. My father had always worried about me. He wanted me to be more aggressive and outgoing, but now he saw that I was happy in my own way. He saw that there was strength in my quietness. I found a new kind of confidence in myself. It was not a loud, flashy confidence. It was a quiet, solid belief in my own worth. I no longer felt the need to compare myself. I understood that the world needs all kinds of people. It needs the loud leaders and the talkers, but it also needs the quiet observers and thinkers. Both ways of being are valuable and important. My life is not an endless party. It is a calm river, not a roaring ocean, and I have learned to love the peace of the river. I have found my own kind of happiness here. I still live a quiet and a simple life. I have my bookstore, my writing, and Eleanor. I have a small circle of very close friends. My life is full even though it is not loud. Sometimes I see young people who are like I was. I see the quiet ones standing in the corner. I see the look of worry in their eyes. I want to tell them that it is going to be okay. I want to tell them that their nature is a gift. It is not a curse or a problem to be fixed. Their quietness allows them to see the world in a way that many other people miss. They are the watchers, the dreamers, and the artists. They have a depth that is rare and beautiful. They just need to learn to embrace it and to stop trying to be like everyone else. Accepting myself was a long and slow process. It did not happen in just a single day. It was a journey of unlearning old ideas and learning to see myself with kinder eyes. I learned that solitude is not the same as loneliness. Solitude is a choice to be with yourself. It is how I recharge my energy and my mind. It is a necessary and a very positive thing. I am no longer afraid of silence in a conversation. I do not feel the need to fill every pause. I understand that comfortable silence is a sign of trust. It is a sign of a true and a real connection. The world often celebrates the extrovert ideal. It tells us that we should all be outgoing. But this is a very narrow view of humanity. There are many different ways to be a human. My introversion is like a pair of glasses. It helps me to focus on the details of life. It allows me to see the subtle beauty in things. It is a fundamental part of how I see the world. I would not trade my quiet nature now. It has given me a life of depth and meaning. It has allowed me to form deep bonds with others. It has made me the person that I am today. My story does not have a dramatic climax. There was no single moment of great victory. It was a quiet revolution within my own heart, a slow and steady journey toward self-love. So, if you are a quiet person in a loud world, listen. There is nothing wrong with you at all. Your way of being is a strength and a gift. Do not let anyone tell you otherwise. Find the people who love you for who you are. Build a life that honors your true nature. Protect your energy and find your own quiet joy. Do not be afraid to walk your own calm path. The pressure to fit in is very strong, but the peace that comes from being yourself is stronger. It is a peace that no one can take from you. It is the prize at the end of the long journey. My name is George, and I am an introvert. I say that with a sense of peace and pride now. It took me a long time to get to this place, and I am grateful for every step of the journey. This channel isn't just about learning, it's about becoming. One quiet step at a time. Please like and subscribe to our channel for more such interesting stories. Take care, everyone.